Sadhu was known as the most desperate guy in school. No matter how many times Aika rejected him, he kept chasing her without any pride left. The story begins like usual with Sadhu trying to get close to Aika again. But this time, she completely snaps. She tells him straight to his face that his lack of self-respect is the exact reason she will never accept him. Those words hit harder than any rejection before. At that moment, something inside Sadhu finally breaks. He makes a silent promise to himself, he's done chasing her for good. The next day, Sadhu walks into class and calmly takes his seat, without even looking at Aika. The entire classroom freezes. For the first time ever, Sadhu isn't glued to Aika's side or begging for her attention. While the class laughs in disbelief, Aika quietly looks away, clearly embarrassed. After class, Aika notices Sadhu walking in her direction and immediately gets irritated, assuming he's following her again. But Sadhu casually explains that he's just heading to the bathroom and walks right past her without another word. That's when his friends pull him aside, convinced something is seriously wrong. They ask if he fought with Aika, but Sadhu insists nothing happened and heads back to class like normal. Now they're worried he's finally lost his mind. At lunch, Aika tries to talk to him herself, but Sadhu doesn't even react. Instead, he walks off alone toward the cafeteria. His friend Takaro chases after him, completely confused. He reminds Sadhu that he used to beg just to eat near her. But Sadhu acts like nothing has changed and leaves, making everyone even more unsettled. As Sadhu eats alone, a beautiful girl named Reena suddenly approaches him and starts a conversation. When she notices he's not really in the mood, she smiles and tells him they'll talk another time before walking away. The next morning, Sadhu arrives at class, only to find Reena already there, waiting for him. Seeing this, Takaro immediately accuses Sadhu of ditching Aika for Reena. Unfortunately for him, Aika hears everything. Without saying a word, she quietly leaves the classroom, trying to hide how frustrated she feels. Later during sports class, Sadhu realizes Aika must have misunderstood everything. He feels guilty, but fear holds him back from talking to her. Instead, he excuses himself to clean up. That's when Aika's best friend, Kay, confronts him. She angrily calls him a shameless flirt, accusing him of playing with both Aika and Reena at the same time. She even warns him not to get his hopes up about Reena, revealing that she just broke up with one of the most popular guys in her year. But Sadhu barely listens. Because the truth is, he doesn't have feelings for Reena at all. Later that day, Sadhu meets Reena in private. She opens up about her breakup, explaining that she overheard her boyfriend talking about other girls he found attractive. Sadhu calmly tells her not to overthink it, saying that most guys say stupid things around their friends without meaning anything serious. Then, for the first time, Sadhu opens up about his past. He admits that before Aika, he once had feelings for another girl, but she laughed at him for even thinking he had a chance. To make things worse, her boyfriend even tried to beat him up. That was when Aika stepped in and protected him. From that moment on, Sadhu became completely devoted to her. He dedicated his entire existence to loving Aika. But after years of rejection, he finally realized the truth. If she doesn't want him, then chasing her is only creepy. So he decided to stop pursuing her and simply admire her from a distance. Hearing this strangely comforts Reena. Feeling less angry about her situation, she decides to give her ex-boyfriend another chance and thanks Sadhu for listening. The next morning, Aika and Kay spot Reena walking together with her ex. It's obvious they got back together. Later in class, Kay mocks Sadhu for somehow losing both Aika and Reena at the same time. But Sadhu barely reacts, he already knew Reena never had feelings for him. This only makes Aika even more uneasy. Determined to understand what changed, she decides to confront him. After school, Sadhu returns home and reflects on one of the many times Aika rejected him. He wonders why he ever thought he stood a chance. Just then the doorbell rings. It's Aika. He lets her inside and suddenly she becomes shy and awkward, unable to hide her blushing. She finally asks why he's been acting so strangely at school. He says that continuing to chase her when she clearly doesn't feel the same just isn't right anymore. At that exact moment, his sister Kata walks in and loudly wonders how her loser brother managed to bring such a beautiful girl home. Panicking, Sadhu quickly pulls Aika outside to avoid further embarrassment. And right there, things start to get complicated. While walking Aika home, Sadhu casually tells her that she doesn't have to worry about him following her around anymore. Aika tries her best to hide how much that hurts. Suddenly, Sadhu asks if she has any friends who might be interested in him instead. That's the last straw. Unable to hold it in anymore, Aika gets frustrated and runs off, because deep down she wants all of his attention to herself. The next day at school, Kei confronts Sadu with a harsh truth. She tells him that he's the reason Eika doesn't have any close friends besides her. His constant hovering and obsession made everyone assume Eika was already overwhelmed and unavailable for normal friendships. Hearing this hits Sadu hard. He feels even more guilty than before and decides to fully commit to changing himself, not just for Eika but for everyone around him. After class, Takeru grabs him and jokingly asks why he's no longer worshipping Eika like usual. Sadu calmly tells him to go find his own special someone and walks away, continuing to think about how to stop being the person he used to be. That's when a girl named Shinomiya suddenly stops him. She asks if he was the one who accidentally bumped into a first-year student earlier. Sadu immediately remembers the incident and sincerely apologizes, saying he should have been more careful. Shinomiya looks confused and tells him it was just an accident. But Sadu insists that owning up to mistakes is still important. Impressed by his attitude, Shinomiya praises him for taking responsibility. As he tries to leave, she stops him and brings him to the guidance room. Once there, she opens up. She explains that the committee members she oversees are all hardworking, especially a girl named Yuyu, but lately they seem burned out and unmotivated. No matter how hard she tries to relate to them, they always say it's something she wouldn't understand. That's when Sadu realizes she's not lecturing him. She's asking for advice. Sadu tells her that instead of trying to relate to them, she should accept her role as their leader. She doesn't need to understand everything they feel, she just needs to recognize their effort and motivate them to keep going. Those words click instantly. Shinomiya thanks him, finally feeling like she has a direction. As Sadu heads out, she suddenly asks for his name. For reasons even he doesn't understand, he gives her Takeru's name instead. Wishing her luck, he leaves before she can say anything else. The next morning, Sadu is carrying supplies for his sister when he casually mutters that girls are nothing but trouble right as she steps out and hears him. Sadu immediately apologizes, and when Shinomiya teases him, saying this is why he never has luck with women, he just nods and accepts it. Just then, his sister Kata spots him carrying the supplies and grabs them, telling Sadu to go talk to Eika. But Sadu isn't ready to chase her anymore. After a polite greeting, he simply walks past her. At one point, Eika tries to say something but hesitates, and by the time they reach school, the moment is gone. Right as they're about to split, Kei comes running up to Sadu. She warns him that Shinomiya is upset with him and has been waiting in the classroom. When they reach class, Sadu starts thinking of ways to escape. But Shinya, clearly annoyed that he didn't give his real name, steps up. She tells him to come to the guidance room again during lunch, then leaves with Yuyu. Before Sadu can react, Takeru tries to rough him up for giving his name away. Sadu quickly reminds him about Takeru's crush on Shinomiya and says he should actually be happy, at least now she knows his name. Later, Kei confronts him too, demanding how he's already on a first-name basis with Shinomiya. Sadu explains that a lot happened and he had to give a fake name to protect himself. Kei calls him an idiot for messing with someone like her. If you loved this anime story and want to know what happens next, drop a comment below and I'll make part 2 just for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.